Mhm. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. So, is there anybody who are attending this test session? So, if you are attending in test session, please leave your message in the uh, chatting log. So, I will just leave a message. Okay, there is one student who are attending here, and yes, so okay, so thank you for coming here, the test lecture, test for YouTube lecture. So although this is not the official lecture, but we have to anyhow do some YouTube lectures at least in March. So therefore we need some test. So in the last year I took my sabbatical year, so I did not give a lecture. So I have to prepare myself to give this online lecture again. Okay, so there are three students here. Welcome. And if you come here, then please leave your message. So, this is not the official lecture. So, on February 28th, the last day of February, so we will repeat these contents again because we have to share to all students. But I wanted to just to give you some instructions for these YouTube lectures. And yes, and thank you for coming here. And unfortunately, we have still in severe COVID pandemic situation. So it is not allowed to give the in-person lecture in March. So in March, at least in March, so we have to do some online stuff. And I thought that YouTube live streaming is best suitable for our purpose because just giving you the recorded lecture does not stimulate your curiosity. So that's the reason why we will make the YouTube live streaming in March. So hopefully from April, if the situation get better, then I eagerly wanted to make the in-person lecture in our usual classroom. So I hope that you will enjoy it. So therefore, I think that we have to at least spend 8 or almost 10 lecture hours for this YouTube live streaming. So we have to be prepared about that. So one thing is, although we have to make live lectures, but examination will be tried to be the offline at best. So both of midterm examination and final examination will be made offline. So that is allowed by our university up to now. And I have tried to use the DEL system, but I found that actually the access time to DEL takes quite long. So I think that the system is not very stable. So instead of this DEL system, I will use just a commercial one or public one, GitHub. So I will just show it to you. So this is my ID in GitHub, and this represented the name of the repository. So there are 4 repositories. related to the electronic circuit course. And you know that here we have 2018, 19, 20. So three of them are the archived our previous lecture repositories. And in this year, we will use 2022. Yes, so I will just show it to you. So yes, can you see it clearly? So if you don't, please let me know. And here we have EC2022, and when you click it, then you can find a certain one. So EC2022S, so S means spring. And if you can see it, then oh, okay, then why don't you just I hope that you can see it more clearly. Here you have a folder which is shown as live streaming. So no, when you click it, there is nothing. However, I will upload the access link for the live streaming. Is it because, you know, although we are doing this job today in public, but you know, it is not very appropriate to make our lecture entirely public. So I will just give the access link to you by using this public repository. So if someone is very eager to watch this live lecture, then maybe he or she can join here and get the access key and join the lecture. But I think that there is no one to do. So the for enrolled structure, students, please come to this repository before starting the lecture and get the access link. Then please join our lecture. Okay, so this is just empty repository. So we don't have anything here. However, why don't we come to our previous repositories, for example? Yes, so for example here, we can find EC 2020s. So this is 2 years ago, and when we click it, then you can find something like PowerPoint files for 2019 and 2020. So this is just public. So this repository has been archived by the owner, myself, and it is now read-only. Also, you can just access it once you have the ID for GitHub. So if you don't have the ID for GitHub, please register and you can access it. For example, if we just click PowerPoint files for 2020, then you can find all the lecture materials available to you. So even the homework, and I think that final examination and examination questions are not available, unfortunately, but I will make it public once again because because the information should be open to you. So then, for example, let's go to our first lecture. So lecture 1. I think that, oh yeah, here we have a lecture 1 in 2 years ago. And when you click it, then you can find a PDF file which is for our first lecture. Of course, this is for 2 years ago lecture contents. So I will update it. So before starting our lecture, I will just give it to you. So please read the lecture material before joining our live lecture. But anyway, you can find many contents in here. And also another content you can get some advantage is a YouTube channel. So you know that there are many already available recorded lectures in this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. So if you are interested, please watch that video before joining your lecture. Okay, so then I think that that is all for our today's test. So I'm quite happy because there are some guys who are watching this video, and yes, so at least it works. So maybe on next Monday we can do the first lecture with our students. So I think that there are 4 students are available here, and please leave your questions to me. So I will try to make my answers as much as possible. So, and if you don't have any question, please leave your message that you have no questions for today. So then I will wrap up today's session. So could you please leave your message or question, everybody attending in this session? Okay, even in the case you don't have any questions, please leave your message that you don't have any questions. So that makes me comfortable and finish this session. So please, everybody, leave your message. Mm. Mhm. Okay, Mr. Lee, thank you. Thank you for your message. Also, please note that we have some time difference or time delay between me and you. So when I ask something, then it will take a certain delay. So in our YouTube lecture, we have to understand this time delay. So although I have set the time delays as the shortest one, but still we have still certain seconds differences between you and me. Okay, okay. Oh, good. So thank you for your question. So you are just a newcomer to GitHub, and actually, I wanted to recommend you to use GitHub not only for downloading or watching or reading your lecture material, but also, if possible, then I wanted to make it for uploading your homework. But in this case, everybody can see your homework submission. So I will think about it. So in some lectures, in my graduate school lectures, I just use it because that is not okay. I say that is not clonable, so you cannot copy it because everybody has their own style. However, in this lecture, this basic course, maybe it is easy to make a copy from other students' copy submission. So maybe in homework submission, we may use the GS system that is not public to each other. So I'm not quite much determined. So thank you for your good question. And at least for reading and downloading the lecture material, you have to have a GitHub ID. So please make it. So is it enough? Is it enough for your question, or if you have further questions, please let me know. And thank you for good questions. I think that everybody participating this test lecture. Okay, I will wait for 1 more minute, then after that I will wrap up this. Okay, so you are done. Okay, then see you next Monday. So you know that once again I will give you the access link to you using the GitHub. However, only four of them, for entire enrolled students have access to this GitHub repository. So at the first lecture, I will send my access code using the GST email and GL site and also GitHub repository. So for the first lecture, I will use many different means, and I hope that from the second lecture, so starting from March 2nd, we can just exclusively use GitHub repository only. Okay, once again, thank you for coming here, and I will wrap up today's session and see you next Monday. Bye.